What's going on? So in this video, I want to talk about the weight loss journey, and I want to set the expectations from the beginning, because as someone who used to be enslaved to the scale and having a lot of these same conversations with other people, it's really important that you know how weight loss works and what you can expect in the long term, so you don't lose your mind like I did and like so many other people have. So when you first start out, let's just use extremes for example. Usually when you're out of shape, that means you have a relatively high level of body fat and a relatively low level of muscle mass, right? So when people say, I want to get toned, that's usually because they have high body fat and low muscle. And so you embark on your journey. You start dieting, you start walking more, maybe you even start lifting weights. And what tends to happen? We start losing weight. Woohoo! Now, one quick disclaimer, no one loses weight in that linear of a time frame. This is just to illustrate the point I'm trying to make for this video. And then ideally, you're also building some muscle. Okay, so you're losing body fat and you're building muscle. And this is a good thing. This is how you get more toned, more lean, more muscular. And that's great. And in the beginning, especially when you're starting off with lower muscle mass and higher body fat, you're absolutely going to lose some weight. And I'm not a huge graph guy, so you math nerds out there that might be having an aneurysm at my lack of graph skills, just bear with me. So there's the third factor here, which is weight. Now, if you're significantly overweight, then you're going to lose some body weight in the beginning. And even if you're not, if you're coming from a poor diet and a sedentary lifestyle, you have some residual water weight and inflammation that will dip pretty rapidly in the beginning. And you'll see that reflect on the scale. Yay, you dropped body weight, right? But then what tends to happen over time, as your body fat continues to shrink and your muscle mass continues to grow, there's a certain point for everyone, and it's a different point for everyone, where the scale stops changing. And I want to pause here and just say that pretty much everyone I've worked with, including myself at one point, was way off on what they thought they were supposed to weigh. I believe this is largely due to things like the BMI, the body mass index. I weighed 208 this morning, and I believe for my height and weight, I need to be around 160, 170 to be healthy according to the BMI. So that means I would have to lose close to 40 pounds to be healthy. Sure, I have a little bit of body fat to lose, but if I was 40 pounds lighter, I would look like a freaking alien. And I know that because I used to fight at 170, and I looked like an alien at weigh-ins. And so why am I sharing this with you? Because before I understood this concept, which we'll dive back into, it's why I was so enslaved to the scale. And learning this is what freed me from it. It's what freed me from this just roller coaster that I would be on, where if I weighed a certain amount, I would feel really good about myself. For me, it was 190. That was the magic number. If I weighed less than 190, even if it was 189.9 pounds, I felt great about myself. It even changed how I saw myself in the mirror. I saw a leaner, healthier guy. If I was anything above 190, even 191, it was the exact opposite. Like, that's how bad my mentality was and how skewed it was. And it was honestly because of the lack of knowledge on how weight loss actually works. I also want to boil down the reason most of us say we want to lose weight. Sure, sometimes you are significantly heavy and you do want to lower your body weight. But most of the people I talk to, when they say that, it's because they want to lower body fat. And again, in the beginning, your body weight and body fat do start to change, but they change at different rates. And so the reason for this graph is there's a different point for everyone where the scale will stop changing and it will start to level out and it will start to fluctuate within the same 5 to 10 pounds. Okay? And this is the exact moment where we need to loosen our grip on the scale, because it will no longer tell us what we're looking for it to tell us. Because by the way, the scale just tells you your relationship with gravity, and that's it. It does not tell you what matters most to most of us, which is your fitness level, your body fat and muscle mass, like the toneness that you want. And it doesn't tell you your relationship with food. It doesn't tell you the chronic pain that you've overcome, all the things that actually matter to us. And you have to begin with the end in mind when it comes to the scale, that it only tells you how much your body weighs. It does not tell you everything that you're actually looking for it to tell you. So, when this intersection comes, you need to know this is a very normal part of the process. And if at this point, up until this point, the scale was your main marker of progress, it needs to go to the back burner, where now maybe you weigh yourself once a week, twice a month, once a month, even once a quarter, which is about where I'm at. I only weigh myself every once in a while, purely out of curiosity. This is actually the least amount that I've cared about my body weight. And it's just because I have put so much more emphasis on my relationship with food, how many pull-ups I'm doing, how I look, how I feel, all those things that I actually care about. So anyway, I hope this helps you. I want to keep these videos as short as possible. In the beginning, you will lose body fat, you will gain muscle, but if you think about it, that is why your weight level's out. You're probably off on what you think you're supposed to weigh. Once your body weight settles into the same 5 to 10 pounds, take a quick look at your lifestyle. Do you like how you're eating? Do you like how you're feeling? Do you like how you're performing in the gym? And do you like how you're looking? And for me, I have stayed at the same body weight, roughly within the same 5 pounds or so, for the last 10 plus years. But my body composition has changed a ton in that time. So the scale may matter to you in the beginning, and that's great. If it's important to you, it's important to me as your coach, but you need to understand that eventually you will need to loosen your grip on it, and it will need to matter less and less to you. See you for the next video.